Welcome to the IPAC Canada Novice Infection Prevention and Control course. We're going to go through the course orientation and give you a general overview of the course layout today. My name's Heather Candon. I'm one of the course coordinators.
And I'm Jane Bantone.
So as far as the course coordinator's role, we generally deal with overall questions with regards to the course, and we facilitate the smooth running of the course. If you have any questions around just general questions as it relates to potentially technical issues or anything like that, you would want to email Jane and I. And our email address is basicde@ipac-canada.org. I just realized there's actually a spelling error on this slide. It should be basic, BASICDE@ipac-canada.org. And you can email us directly using your email address, but there's also a function within Blackboard Pro sites that allows you to find our email address under course tools, and you can email us that way as well. If you're not sure who to contact, you can just email us anytime and we'll direct your question to the appropriate person.
And I just want to let you know, too, that Heather and I do attempt to get back to all emails fairly timely. And so you should get a response to any email within 24 hours. If for some reason you don't get a response, please email us again because your email might have gone missing or there was a typo in the address or something happened. But email us again if you do not hear back from us within 24 hours.
So as far as the course structure, there's actually 6 modules and a 12-hour practicum.
Okay, and all the modules are broken down in the same way with the objectives, readings, and notes. They vary in length from 3 to 6 weeks. And again, we direct you to your course outline and calendar, which was sent to you and which will be posted as well in Blackboard, to review to the last page where it shows all the dates and for the various modules and what's discussed on each week and what the topic is. There's a take-home online exam at the end of each module, which you have a week to 10 days to complete. There is also a week off after each module and a longer break over the December holidays. The end of the course, there is a practicum. It's 12 hours, and more details will be provided about this in January. However, it doesn't hurt to start thinking now about some ideas about projects you may want to do. The idea of the practicum is to give you 12 hours experience in some area of infection control that you're not familiar with. So if you happen to be an occupational health nurse taking this course, then 12 hours spent with the occupational health department would not be appropriate. However, if you're a lab tech, then 12 hours in occupational health would be appropriate because it's something you're not as familiar with. But anyway, so it doesn't hurt to sort of start thinking about your practicum project as you go along, but more details will be given to you in January. And if you are doing your practicum outside of your regular employer, there may be some paperwork that needs to be arranged as well. So, but anyway, more information will be given to you about that later.
So the course, we do have a course textbook. However, it is not mandatory that you get a copy of this. We do refer to the textbook only in Module 2, which is the microbiology section. The textbook is called Alchemo's Fundamentals of Microbiology. You can pick up any version of Alchemo's, or any other clinical microbiology text is actually sufficient as well. You can get them very cheap through Amazon. There are different page references available in the course notes of Module 2 that refer specifically to Alchemo's. But if you look that same topic up in any clinical microtext, that is sufficient. If you do have a library available through the institution that you work at, you might be able to pick up a clinical microbiology text as well. Actually, sometimes the public libraries also carry clinical microtexts, and those are sufficient, like I said, to complete the course.
Okay, so there are various faculties with different roles associated with the course. We did summarize our role. It's the general running of the course, technical issues, and coordinating with other faculty and IPAC staff. However, we kind of are a catch-all for any problems where people don't know where to go. We also have the instructors for each module, and they're responsible for preparing the notes, grading and creating the exams, and answering all contact-related questions. Also, if you ever have problems with links not working or problems with the notes, they're not clear, there's typos or there's spelling or grammar errors, then do email the particular instructor and CC Heather and I as well, so we could fix those problems and correct them. It doesn't take much to do that. So we do emphasize that. Any problems with links or the notes not being clear or with typos, please let us know so that we could correct them. Also, several models have discussion facilitators. and they regularly log on during the course of that particular module and direct and grade discussions. And again, you can check your course calendar to find out the specific instructor and DF for each module. There's also the practicum coordinator. We did mention the practicum earlier, and she comes on board. She doesn't come on board till later in the spring. However, if you do have any general questions about your practicum, or whether you have an idea about a practicum and you're not sure if it'd be feasible, then Heather and I can answer that in advance of that.
And there are IPAC staff that work at head office. So Kelly does more of the day-to-day work as far as, running visas and making sure that everyone's paid and up to snuff with the course requirements as far as payment. And then Jerry, as the executive director for IPAC Canada, she deals often with if there's any questions around practicum and that sort of thing, where there might potentially have to be a contract put in place and that sort of thing for people to actually work at specific hospitals or a different site. Jerry would then get involved. Okay, but generally, the majority of questions often go to Jane and myself at the basic DE email, or you can direct them to the instructors or discussion facilitators.
Yeah, like I say, when in doubt, just email us and we can direct them to the appropriate people.
Okay, as far as questions we often get is, how do I know who my instructor or discussion facilitator is? When we initially emailed you with your IPAC login and password, we also attached the course outline and calendar, and that's also posted under the course information tab on the Blackboard website. And I
just want to mention that there may be some variation from that outline since when it was first sent to you. So check the most recent one, which will be on Blackboard.
That's true. So as far as that course outline and calendar, though, it goes into detail. It breaks it right down into, this is the module, this is the unit for this particular week, and this is who your instructor or discussion facilitator is. So you're frequently going to want to refer to that course outline and calendar. And then as far as contacting that instructor or discussion facilitator, it's available through the Blackboard course website tool and when you watch the actual video for how to navigate the course, we'll show you where that is.
Okay, so for evaluation for the course, discussion forum participation or assignments and quizzes, sort of term work, is valued at 40% of your mark, and a final take-home exam, which I mentioned is with each module, and that you have 10 days complete, is worth 60%. Each final exam also includes a self-evaluation question or self-reflection question, which Heather will talk about in a little bit later. But basically, you have to get 65% on each module to pass the module, and so to get a certificate, you basically have to complete the practicum and get 65% on each of the 6 modules.
So something we like to do to get an indication of how you guys are enjoying the course is send out a SurveyMonkey course evaluation, and we do that. We used to do them every module. We found that was a bit onerous for students. So we've scaled back a bit, and after modules 3 and after module 6, we're going to be sending out course SurveyMonkeys, and that's your opportunity to give us feedback on the course and areas that you think should be improved. We really do review this information in detail with each course instructor and our advisory committee for the course, and frequently we will make changes based on that feedback. Sometimes we've even gotten feedback during the course, and we've made changes during that current course offering. Other times there's sort of broader recommendations, and we'll bring those to the advisory committee and potentially make adjustments to the course for the following offering. As far as the reflection question that Jane was referring to, so this is new as of last year, and we found within the exams, we give students an opportunity to do self-reflection after a module. And this question is a broad-based question. There's a couple different ones, and this is your opportunity to give feedback about the course, what you thought worked really well, what you thought didn't work well, what you thought should be added or shouldn't be added, and how you were able to actually, this is your opportunity also to speak to what information you gleaned from the course. We do go into detail and read every one of these self-reflection questions. Generally, everyone is just blanket. They're given 10%. So if you complete this question and you actually thoroughly give some feedback, you will be granted the 10%. We generally have never taken off any marks for the self-reflection question. So if you complete the question, it's a free 10% on your exam. And we do use that information to improve the course.
Yeah, and it's important to remember for this reflection question that it's not going to impact your mark for that module. Like I say, Heather says, if you complete it and give some thorough thought and show that you've given some thought to the questions, then you'll get your 10%. We do ask you to be honest. So I don't want you to sort of say something, all nice things about the module. If you felt something should be improved, we want to know about it. Be honest with your comments because it will not affect your grade on that particular module. We also welcome your comments at any time during the course. So as we said earlier, if you see any all these modules are reviewed and revised every year. However, we're not perfect. So there may be typos or grammar errors or a link may be broken. Please let us know as soon as possible if you find that and we can correct it, okay?
So we just want to talk a little bit about referencing because some folks have been out of school for a period of time and we just want to make sure everyone's on the same page when they understand how plagiarism and referencing. So we do have a policy on plagiarism. It's policy 5.1. You can find that on the Blackboard website when you log in under course information. Go take the time to go read the policies just briefly. You do need to make sure that you reference material that is not your own. So we do not want under any circumstances anyone copying or pasting any material from websites or even the course notes. So you need to make sure that you are paraphrasing, and paraphrasing means putting it into your own words. It might be someone else's idea, but you need to put it into your own words and actually reference it. And when you're referencing, we don't care what format you use. You can, whatever you're comfortable with. And honestly, if you want to just put, I found the following information that was first discussed by X, and this is blah, blah, blah. And then you can go on to continue to explain it. That's sufficient. As long as individuals that are reviewing the material that you've written know where to find the original reference, that's fine. So use any referencing format that you're comfortable with. If you find something on a website that you want to share, just copy and paste that URL. That's fine. You put that right at the bottom of your discussion post or as a reference on your exam. But do not copy and paste material from websites or course notes. You will not be granted marks for that. Yeah. As far as Wikipedia too, Wikipedia is a great start for understanding, sort of getting an initial understanding of a concept. However, it should not be used as a primary reference in this course, and it's not always reliable. So just make sure that you are, referencing proper websites and literature.
And I just want to let you know that in addition to not being accused of plagiarism by not doing your references, providing the reference is also helpful for other students because if they want to read up further on a particular topic and you found a good reference, then that's a resource for them as well. I just want to note that the course can move quickly, and if you have not been taking courses for a while, and several of our students have been out of the study mode for a while, you can find it, it's moving very quickly. And so we have provided study tips that are available under the course information tab. It's just some tips and ideas about time management, which you may find useful. We do caution you to use good judgment and be selective when reviewing the reading list. There is a lot of readings provided. Some of them are required, which you should read, but some of them are optional. They're if you want more information on the particular topic or just so that you're aware that it is there. We don't expect you to be reading word for word these long documents because you are going to get swamped for sure. All exams are open book and the questions can be answered using the notes and the required readings. So, and if you do run into any problems at any time during the course, please let us know as soon as possible because we do try to accommodate students. We realize that most students, all students are actually working full-time, having families and other lives as well, and that it can be overwhelming and you may fall behind. So before you fall behind, get in touch with us, just say I'm struggling or I have to go into this medical procedure and I might miss a discussion this week, but let us know and we could try to help you. Okay, make sure again, we remind you to print your course calendar out and so you can sort of plan ahead for things and know when, you may be running into problems. And again, there's our email with the correct email address, basicde@ipac-canada.org. So please get in touch with us. We are here to help you. We want you to succeed. So let us know if you're running into any problems.
So next steps then for you within the course is to review the course instructional videos. This is the first of 3. You're going to go through those. There might be some more videos pop up as well as we move along in the course. Make sure that you read Module 1, Unit 1.1. That's what you need to do right away when you start the course. And you need to complete the assigned exercises. These are not graded, but they are definitely mandatory. And Jane and I will hound you until we make sure that it's complete. Because this really shows us that you know how to post a picture and profile on Blackboard. That's mandatory for everyone to do. It's an exercise that goes over how to respond to discussion forum questions. So we're going to make sure that you understand how to appropriately respond and reply and be involved, because the discussion forum is a large part of your mark. Participation is, as you know, this is a distance education style course, so participation is huge as far as being involved in the course, and that's one way that we can really get a understanding to make sure that you know that so that we know that you actually understand the course concepts, okay? And then there's going to be an online practice quiz. So several modules actually have online quizzes as part of the evaluation. So this practice quiz lets us know that you know how to answer the questions and then actually submit your quiz, and that you can go through that process. So that's one of the other exercises. Like we said, this isn't mandatory, or this is mandatory, but it is not graded. So Jane and I will just monitor for the first week of the course and make sure that you've completed all these steps.
Okay. So just basically the takeaway messages, key points is that, if you have any problems, to let us know, whether it be problems with content, problems navigating, scheduling issues, whatever it is, please feel free to contact us at any time, and we could help you out, and hopefully we could all get through this and it'll be helpful for you and successful. And that's it. And then, like I say, there's other videos for you to watch to show you how to navigate through the Blackboard and whatnot. And looking forward to working with you all.
Thanks, everyone. Looking forward to it.